We've been pretty fortunate for like 8 years
Yeah.
for like no theft. We literally for 8 years we didn't have one theft happen.
Yeah. Other than my little minor stuff.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I had like one time where a bum went through and like took some rain gear and a GPS out of one of the trucks. It's like that's like
Little
nothing,
stuff,
you know,
yeah.
like but like we had a pretty crazy theft. It's actually on the news where our worker was working. He was they just got out to the job site, opened up the back of the enclosed trailer, and you know, he had the keys in the ignition. He would just got there, just opened up the back gate,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy comes up and just kicks him in the back, and he just hits his forehead on the concrete or the back of his head or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy runs to the front seat and drives off with the back of the enclosed trailer open and just drives off.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting in the office, obviously. I get a call from David because that was the first person that he called.
Yeah, it was called me.
He called David, and David calls me. He's like, hey, you need to figure out with the GPS right now because somebody stole the truck. And I'm like, you know, like, you act fast, obviously. Like, you jump on the GPS, you open up the GPS, you call 911, you're like, hey, I got a truck stolen. I was like, where is it at? And I'm like, I know exactly where it's at.
Yeah.
This is where it's at. And so, and I climb in my truck and I just gun it towards Portland.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I was just boiling, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, are you kidding me? Like, first off, like, I was mostly concerned about like my worker, making sure he's okay. Like, I didn't know exactly the extent or what happened. Later, I figured out that he got a concussion. He had to go to the hospital. But like just flying towards Portland
Mm-hmm.
and telling him where it's at. So this is actually on the news, but luckily the sheriffs were testing an airplane or just going on a test flight.
Helicopter? Yeah.
No, an airplane.
Really? Huh.
It was an airplane that they track speed with, and it's pretty cool because we got a video of the whole thing, the whole
Yeah.
police chase.
Yeah.
But you know, he went around the corner, around the neighborhood, closed the gate. There was a bunch of blowers and stuff like that fell out of the truck while he was trying to get away from my guys.
Yeah.
And he parked around the corner, closed the gate, and then he thought he was kind of free to go. But cops pulled up, and then he just took off.
Yeah.
And then went on a police chase.
Yeah.
He went oncoming. He jumped some curbs, almost hit some people. I think he clipped a couple cars on the police chase.
Mm-hmm.
But just crazy.
The guy was drugged out, right?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You know, he hit a pole with the trailer. You know, and this is the part that the hard part is like later realizing that we don't have insurance on the trailer.
Yeah.
And like obviously as a business owner, I didn't know exactly. I'm like, doesn't the truck cover the trailer? And he's like, no, it only covers whatever it hits. And I'm like, are you serious? Like we don't have insurance? He's like, no, we don't like, I didn't think you wanted insurance on your trailers. And I'm like, you know, why would I not want insurance on my
Yeah.
trailers? Like, you know, you were doing me a whole package. I gave you everything. And he's like, oh, well, I was trying to save you some money here and there. And like, and so it sucks, you know, like when somebody totals your truck and trailer, but
Nothing
the
you do.
trailer's not covered.
Yeah.
We got the truck totaled. They took the truck away. You know, obviously most of it got paid off, but
Yeah.
you know, the trailer we kind of had to. We're driving around with a pretty broken trailer now.
Moral of the story: no matter we've been through it all, but we always find a way to kind of get through it.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is like obviously at the time, you know, with business you have to be really resilient and you have to just keep on continue pushing and like you always find a way to get through it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why so many companies fails because like they give up.
Yeah. The highs are high, the lows are low.
Yeah, like when it rains it pours.
Yeah.
Like and that's always like even like sometimes something goes wrong, like crap, and then another thing goes wrong and you're like, okay, like this is kind of getting annoying, and then another thing goes wrong, and it's like, man, now it's like now it's really really crappy. But you always find a way out. Like things are not always perfect in business, but you always kind of find a way out. You always try to stay as positive as you can, even when it's super hard, because when you can't stay positive, the team around you is not going to be positive.
Yeah.
So you try to like find any kind of mistake that you made, any kind of thing that happens wrong, you try to figure out a way to get through it and then learn from it so it doesn't happen again.